Bryce, Thea, and Chanti. Hello, ladies. It's so good to have you and Bryce. We got a super sticker from you. Yay! Thank you.
course. Of course. Of course. Yes, the super chats and super stickers are fun. I don't get to use them that often, so I was happy to do it today. I was like, I will send a little super chat over their way because I'm excited about our
Oh,
show.
it's so cool. Whereas I popped in, it was like, oh, there it is. It's so lovely. Thank you so much for that. Talking about that, on one of Jesse's shows about, was it 2 weeks ago now? We were I was doing a birthday gifting for one of the veterans I work with. And I want to tell you, it was incredible generosity. I don't want to say how much we raised because I don't know if it's proper or whatever, but so I'd rather not. But it was quite a bit of money that we raised for him, and it was just amazing. And how many came through in super chats and stuff like that. So very cool, very very cool.
That's
Anyway,
awesome. Yeah, it's
yeah,
good to be able to use these platforms for good because, as we've said many times, these tools like YouTube, like everything, it's just a tool, but it depends on who's using it and how they're using it, whether it's for good or bad. And so we can choose to use this for good. So that's awesome that you were able to raise money for somebody who really needs it and deserves it.
absolutely. You know, I mean, it's amazing, and we know just from having conversations with Jesse and stuff, who's obviously been in that system, how the minute these guys, when they decide to not, and women, I don't mean guys as in males only, it's just the way I speak, but the minute they decide to change their lives, and no longer be part of that Luciferian system, how they get cut off and targeted and attempts on their lives, and they're never safe. That's the thing. They're never ever really safe.
We,
So, well, not at this stage anyway.
yeah.
But let's hope with the way that we are going. I'm amazed at the way the direction. Honestly, every now and again I just sit and marvel at when we started. What was it, about 2.5 years ago on this channel, interviewing. Well, firstly Jesse, and then a whole lot of other survivors. Um, and what a beautiful knock on effect that's had, because it's so good to see how many of those people that we initially spoke to as well have got their own platforms now too, interviewing other survivors and overcomers, and just how people are using their voices more and more. It's really cool. It's really cool to see. Not easy. I wouldn't like to be blowing the whistle at this time. I'll tell you that much. With the kind of crap that these guys have gone through, I mean, they really. I mean, if we just look at Jessie, she's highly, highly, highly targeted. She does not have a second to get herself together. And I mean, it's just, and they know exactly, they know exactly how to do it. Anyway, we shall persevere. We shall continue on, and you know,
It's quite amazing because it's like I've heard it said before and it makes sense. When all it takes is one person who is brave enough to speak out to encourage other people to start speaking out. And it's definitely not a coward's game. Like you're right. These people they're putting their life on the line every time they speak out. But if you think about that, if you're that one person that's brave enough to say something, you're going to cause a domino effect where other people are going to start speaking out. And soon there's too many people speaking out. Too many people are aware of what's going on. The enemy can't really hide anymore. And so
yeah,
it's a lot of kudos to the people that were brave enough to just take that first step and to tell their story, because they encourage so many other people to come
yeah.
forward and tell their story.
And not just that, it's also as they hear what we've been seeing as well is as overcomers are speaking out, viewers are having memories triggered. So they are then able to, because lots of them that I've spoken to had no idea that anything had even happened, because remember, these memories have been suppressed. You know, they've all pretty much lived cover lives or double lives, whatever you want to call it, because that's how the programming works. So as they've, watched more and more shows, suddenly they themselves have started remembering. And and especially with Jessie, and I've got to say this is where Jessie is so fantastic, because she understands that system so well. And then she assists, because part of the courses and workshops and things she does as well. Yay, Dragonfly, thank you so much. Yay, you see.
Oh, cool, Dragonfly.
Yes,
I just have to, for a second, Dragonfly, you are literally one of the coolest human beings I see.
Yeah, you're always around.
You are like so freak. I feel like you are such a part of this, Dragonfly. So I want to give Dragonfly a huge shout out too, because when I see that I've got a comment from you and my YouTube, I always get so excited, because you, Dragonfly, are such an incredibly cool person, and you've just got a heart full of love. So yeah, I'm happy you're here, Dragonfly.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. What was I saying?
I think whistleblowers coming out and speaking up when they're remembering.
Yeah. And really, just in conclusion there, it's really just so amazing. It's like they give the others permission to speak. And so this whole, it's kind of this knock-on effect. And this is how we heal, guys. This is how we heal, is when we share our stories. Anyone who's ever done any of my workshops or courses or been a client of mine in any way, there's 3 things that keep you powerless, 3 emotions, 3 core emotions, and they're going to manifest and reflect them in many, many ways. Humiliation, shame, and guilt. And they all fall under the same umbrella. So anything you feel ashamed of, that you think you got to keep in the corner, all it's doing is creating decay, to put it gracefully, in your cellular structure. The same with humiliation, and the difference between those two really is not, and it's not a blanket rule, but mostly shame is something you feel is you inflicted upon yourself in some way, right? You might have hurt someone, or danced drunk on the table and fallen off, and photographs all over the internet, stuff like that.
Who hasn't done that before?
Yeah, I'm just glad there weren't cameras around in the 80s.
Who hasn't done that before?
Yeah. The ladies night at the Pig and Whistle in Cape Town.
Don't threaten me with a good time, as my friend Andrew
Exactly. And just because you're a grandma doesn't mean you got to stop, right?
Oh, grandmas are the most fun, because they've got the experience.
Exactly. But anyway, and then of course, humiliation is very often something that another has inflicted upon you. So something they've done or said that has made you feel in a certain way. Now, those two together are very good at conjuring up guilt. And guilt is the most destructive emotion in the fear-based camp. As long as you have guilt, there's a sense of non-deservability, which translates into lack of abundance. So when we start understanding that these are the root cause of stopping us from creating and manifesting. And I want to talk about that, just say that, because there's a certain book in the Bible that says a certain chapter, is it something about, with God, we can create everything, or everything is possible. With God, all is possible. That's right. Now, what does that actually mean?
All is possible.
All is possible.
All is possible.
So when you are with God and aligned with God, anything is possible. You can heal your body. You can see, you can realize you're not just physical, you're not just matter, you are spirit. You can expand your consciousness. There's so many, there's so many possibilities, when you're with God. So it's very amazing when we start realizing these things more and more, and that we can start applying them. And then we start, when the integration occurs, you live it, right? It's like more like living it, being it. It's not something you got to try and force anymore. Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
And that's the beauty of tonight's chapter, actually. It's like accepting and loving our duality, our rose
Totally.
with the thorns. Like that's what I
Yeah.
love this chapter tonight.
And I will
Beautiful.
say too, God works in mysterious ways. Spirit works in mysterious ways. And I know I'll be gone next week because I'm going to be out of town. But I went ahead and pre-recorded the next Emerald Tablet for the week we come back, for when I'm back with you guys. And it's about that as well. It's about how we're trapped thinking that our form is what controls our spirit, but it's actually our spirit that controls our form. And once you understand that your spirit, Thoth refers to it in this next tablet as like, you can see it. Like we have down here in the Southeast, we got lightning bugs that we used to catch as kids. They light up in the night and you go and catch them. And it's like when he was explaining, I kept thinking about these lightning bugs, how when you start to understand that your spirit is the master of everything and not the other way around, then it's like that light just starts to exude, just to come out of your body. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful fireflies. Yeah, we call them lightning bugs down here in deep south.
Glowworms, yeah. But and that's the thing. I mean, but it's so important to remember. Think about this. Life is spiritual before it becomes physical. You are spiritual. Your spirit is spiritual. It is not physical. And you are created in the image of God. You are God, not as in competing with God, but your essence is of God. So why are so many people able to say that? Yet, when there are those that are applying those teachings, like saying, right, I understand I'm aligned with God. I can create my own miracles. I can manifest a beautiful life for myself. I can create abundance. Then suddenly it's witchcraft. It's not that at all.
No.
It's really being in alignment with God's grace and understanding you are worthy, you deserve, and I was trying to find it again. Sorry, I'm not a Bible reader, but in the Bible it says as well, basically, and I don't remember the verse, but I was trying to think about it and I couldn't remember. But anyway, something about it has the same meaning as manifestation. Basically, take that which is non-manifest or non-physical and create from that. So they're talking about creation, and I'm going to find it. Sorry, I don't mean to be. I wasn't even going to talk about this. That's why I'm disorganized. Yeah, when it comes to this. But basically, they're talking about that all the time. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And when we realize the laws of energy, the laws, we are guided by laws on this planet. And when we work in harmony with those laws, then life becomes a whole lot easier. You're not
Absolutely.
stream. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
One thing I love that's kind of interwoven throughout every key code in this book too. It's like what you're saying. They keep re-emphasizing that you've never been without the Holy Spirit. And that's I have a lot of issues with the church, but that's one of the issues I have with the church, that they make people believe that you have to do certain things to deserve. But you are just by the act of being born, you have that Holy Spirit. A parent never abandons his child, right? A mother never abandons her baby. It's always with you. And so there's nothing you have to do to deserve that. There's no bippity boppity boo prayer you have to pray to get that. It's there. It's just an acknowledgement. That's one of the biggest takeaways I took from the first time I read this, was how every single key code here said the same thing. You are the Holy Spirit. It's always been there. It's like and the other Sophia book, Return of the Divine Sophia, she does deep research into some of these misunderstandings. And she talks about the Holy Trinity. We call the Holy Trinity the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, but you can also say Mother, Daughter, Holy Ghost. That's you. You are the Holy Trinity. You are Mother, Daughter. You are the divine within creation. That's what the Holy Trinity means. You're not without, you're not something outside of it looking at it. You are it, and so it's so beautiful, all these revelations that we're learning through these ancient texts. And for me, it personally, as Bryce, it just resonates. There's way more truth in the older texts than there are with the new stuff we're being given, because it's inclusive, and it's not, it's not dogmatic. It just is, and so I hope, and that's just that unconditional love. And at the end of the day, I hope that's what most people are getting from reading this, is that there is a divine unconditional love that you are a part of. You don't have to deserve or earn. It's just there.
You already are it.
Already, what you seek, you are. Like that's the beautiful. I know we've talked about The Alchemist before, Paulo Coelho. Maybe we could even cover that book for people if they want to. The Paulo Coelho Alchemist, where he literally goes on a freaking mad. He is like hopping over to Africa, going through all these trials and tribulations because he thinks his personal treasures in Egypt, and then he gets to Egypt and he finds out it's back in his home country of Spain. So literally, that's a metaphor. It was in you this whole time,
right in your right at home,
right there. But if you didn't go on that journey of thinking it's not within you, you wouldn't have found out that it actually is within you. And so it's beautiful. So it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Shall we get started?
Yeah, boy, you can go. I've got load shedding at 6. So if you see me disappear off lights, I do have a ring light. But in a few minutes, I'll have load shedding. But carry on.
Well, I will say, too, if you guys hear a lot of noise in the background, neither Chanti nor I have demons in the background. I've got, again, crazy construction. It's going to be going on for a while. They're literally building a high-rise less than 10 feet outside of my window. So if you guys hear noises, that's what that is. Hopefully I won't get bopped off again, because there's one machine they'll turn on when I hear it. I'm like, oh crap, here it comes. But they're going to shut my internet off. So hopefully I won't disappear. So that's what that is.
Yes, and we've got thunder. Wrong time of the year, but we've got thunder. So
if we all vanish off of the live stream.
Yeah, come and save us wherever we might be. You never know.
A great morning pops in to like close out the show. So we all got raptured. Anyway, there's one thing too. I keep meaning to bring this up. I bring this up on my channel a lot when I go through channeled information, especially when we get to like Mother Mary and we get to Magdalene stuff. And I want to kind of, I talk about this with Tom Kenyon stuff too. So when somebody is channeling, they're getting information, but it's coming through the reality of their perception. So there are things like with Mother Mary and Magdalene that I don't agree with that she's saying, because of my research into the missing books of the Bible. For example, the crucifixion. Looking at the missing books of the Bible, there was no crucifixion. So with that being said, I wanted to bring that up because now 10 years ago, I would have hook, line, and sinker believed that actually happened. And so through the reality of your perception, that's how the channeler is writing. All right. So with that being said, you do have to take everything with a grain of salt from channeling, because it's coming through the channeler's perception. It's not meant to like confuse you or harm you. It's just what they think is reality is how they're perceiving the message. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to clarify that. All right. So and also we know Mother Mary, that was not her name. We know that her real name was Alma Mari. But again, I don't know when she channeled this book, when that information became available, that her real name was Alma Mari, but we'll call her Mother Mary because that's what everybody knows. Key code 4, She of 1,000 Roses. As a mentor for fulfilling prophecy, I guide your awareness to access every opportunity and resource that is available for you to live out your destiny as an important way shower for your generation. I am here to support your courageous mission to speak the new prophecies of ancient wisdom, which will initiate this next golden age of miracles. So chapter 9, Mother Mary. Mother Mary is a mentor for fulfilling your prophecy. Mother Mary speaks. I am the divine feminine ascended master teacher known as Mother Mary, and it is with great pleasure and anticipation that I now reveal myself as key code 4 in the Sophia code cosmology. Within the high council, I am honored as she of 1,000 roses. For my transmission broadcasts the teaching of the rose, for walking the spiral path to open your sacred heart. And we know that's the Magdalene order as well as the order of the rose. When my individual voice arose in an asking to be born with the still no thing of Sophia's womb, it was heard by the angelic witnesses as the ecstasy of the rose opening to morning sunlight, baptized by the dew of a new dawn. Since the conception of my soul's light, my prayer remains the same, to nurture and grow the children of Sophia's creation, as much I am called upon as the mother of mothers. Guided by my soul's prayer throughout eons of divine service, I have lived many lifetimes in loving support of humanity's evolution. In my most recent and final lifetime on earth, I came as a highly advanced soul incarnating as a Hebrew woman named Mary into a spiritual community called the Essenes. So again, that's another thing, guys. So we know from research that the Essenes were Egyptian. That's how that means Isis. So they weren't Yeshua and Magdalene and his parents were not Jewish. They had Jewish students, but they themselves were Egyptian. The story of Bethlehem, the birth of Bethlehem, that's the Tammuz story, also the Mithra story. So I just wanted to say, so in that one sentence, she contradicts herself, saying Hebrew woman named Mary in a spiritual community called the Essenes. No, the Essenes were actually Egyptian. So that's another thing I was talking about, confirmation bias when it comes to what we've been brainwashed and programmed to believe versus what the real story is. I was born with an important messianic prophecy. Before I was even conceived, the ancient text declared me as the mother of salvation for humanity. My birth and the birth of my son Jesus, or Yeshua, were foretold by the prophets of my people hundreds of years prior to our arrival. Many angelic signs and messages were sent to my mother, Aunt Anna, during her pregnancy with me. These messages announced the importance of my destiny and that I received extensive training for fulfilling my divine life purpose. With my birth, I stepped into an age of great suffering that was praying for courageous leaders to fulfill the prophecies of the past and create a sovereign future for generations to come. Both the prophetic circumstances that I was born into and my soul's natural passion to serve humanity created a highly focused lifetime. I was born with clear memory of my spiritual training from other lifetimes that prepared me to fulfill this destiny. From my early childhood, I knew in my heart that I had returned to help many, many people. My mother, Anna, was a gifted oracle, priestess, and devoted mother. She arranged for my mystery school training to begin at the age of 4 when I began to be initiated. My early life was peaceful yet rigorous as I devoted myself to the spiritual education of my Essene community. The initiations I received eventually revealed that I was a reincarnated oracler, high priestess of Isis Hathor, with the extraordinary potential to immaculately conceive and birth a high-frequency being through my body. Immaculate conception was an ancient oracle practice of genetic soul-to-soul light weaving that was highly revered in Egypt during Hathor's golden age. In essence, I was perfectly designed to fulfill the prophecy of my people and birth my son, Jesus, Yeshua, as foretold. My name, Mary, is the title of ordination. It points to the training Mary Isis, meeting beloved of Isis, and that is actually not, so that's not true. And that in this book, she talks about that in this book. That is a misconception. That's another programming from the Cabal. Mary is a Jane Doe name. That's why all the women in the Bible got changed to the name Mary from their original names, so that they wouldn't be distinguishable between each other. Because that shows you how important the women were, right? They didn't want people to know who these individual women were. So that's why with Mary Magdalene, her name was not Mary Magdalene. It was just Magdalene. That was just her name. At the crossroads of humanity's destiny, your generation is also born into a prophecy of similar proportions. For several hundred years, there has been an increasing momentum of prophecies spoken throughout the world that foretell of the ancient ones returning in the form of little children at the dawning of the next golden age. These returning souls will carry a clear remembrance of their unique purpose with their spiritual DNA. From the knowledge of all their lifetimes, they would effortlessly recall how to administer the ancient rites of initiation for humanity to awaken as peaceful stewards of the earth. For these ancient ones, it is prophesied that their great initiation would be opening humanity's heart to remember its divine origins. And I literally starred the crap out of that in my book. Yes, much has been spoken about you. You are here to immaculately birth the return and reconciliation of the divine feminine Christ with the divine masculine Christ energies for the heart of humanity. As you read this codex, know that I see you as an ancient soul who has returned to fulfill the prophecy of your ancestors. I intimately understand the depth and passion of your personal calling. This also mirrors the law of one. Basically, right now on this earth, there are no new souls. There are no new souls on this earth right now. It is all people here with a specific, well, I'll say 50% of us are here with a specific purpose. The other 50% are organic portals. So if you're not an organic portal, you've been here for a while and you have a specific purpose specifically for this time. Also know that you are meant to fulfill the prophecies of this next golden age with innumerable masters that are incarnating alongside you. At this time, your world is filled with the light of many stars walking upon the earth. You are here to shine together as an invincible light that transforms all darkness, just as the prophecy said you would. Reminds me of the prophecies of the Emerald Tablet, the first verse. He's like, this is written for you, boo, in 2023. So they've been waiting for us. This age is for the one body of Sophia Christ to be revealed by each of you, working together as one, seamlessly supporting one another with your extraordinary talents and unique gifts. Just as I intuited from early childhood, you have also felt a deep calling to serve humanity from a young age. Knowing that a treasure map of destiny lay within your sacred heart, and so, my friends, in our great willingness to love humanity and serve the earth, we are the same. As children of prophecy, we have come from the one source to walk as the light of Sophia within and for the one body of Christ in form. I offer you my support as an ascended master mentor who lived in human form, carrying important ancient wisdom within me just as you are now. Stepping into an age of fulfilling prophecy brings a heightened awareness of your life purpose and spiritual destiny that may often feel daunting on your daily human life. How many does that? That's kind of a mic drop. I'll read that again because I hope people are hearing this, because you're not alone if this feels daunting. She's saying stepping into an age of fulfilling prophecy brings a heightened awareness of your life purpose and spiritual destiny that may often feel daunting to your daily human life. I am here to help you navigate the way ahead as an accessible teacher, friend, and guide for birthing the new prophecies of ancient wisdom carried within your own heart. You can call upon me at any time, for I simultaneously serve a multitude of hearts on earth. My present awareness follows for everyone to directly access my unconditional divine love and guidance through our communion of intentional dialogue, invocation, prayer, and meditation. My deepest desire is for humanity to know itself as the divinity that it seeks. Isn't that? I'll read that again. My deepest desire is for humanity to know itself as the divinity that it seeks. You are what you seek. The disconnection between humanity and divinity has gone on for far too long. You are poised at a time of great planetary awakening, where humanity has unprecedented access to global network of spiritual insight and support from countless masters, both seen and unseen. This quantum leap points to the readiness of humanity's heart to remember its direct connection to Sophia and its true worthiness as a species. Just as I traveled the way to many, you also came to be a way shower of humanity's divine worth by believing in yourself and embodying your highest potential. As a mentor for fulfilling prophecy, I guide your awareness to access every opportunity and resource that is available for you to live out your destiny as an important way shower for your generation. I am here to support your courageous mission to speak the new prophecies of ancient wisdom that will initiate this next golden age of miracles. All right.
Should I take it, Chanti? Because you're load shedding, or are you okay with life?
I'm about to go get load shedding in probably the next few minutes, and I seem to be sneezing, so please excuse me.
Thank you for that. Thank you twice. Okay, the teachings of the rose. At the unknown center of Sophia's omniscient presence exists the Holy of Holies womb, from which shimmer rose pebbles of quantum energy appears out of the nosing. These pebbles spirals open as the rows of infinite sacred geometry, like matrix, and the divine feminine wisdom that are foundational element of birthing all life. In my oracle training, the rose is interchangeably referred as to the Sacred Heart of Sophia, from which the teachings of the rose arise as direct revelations of experiencing the one divine mother within you. As a living fractal of Sophia's Sacred Heart, your own heart chakra is also the rose, a perfect and a whole blueprint of divinity that calls you into a daily communion with Sophia. Communion with the rose, you may learn directly from Sophia on how to access your personal power of birthing new creations and reality, as well as how to use your sovereign power with divine love to create well-being of all. Anointed by the sweet scent of direct knowing, stepping into your personal power become an irresistible invitation from the rose. As she of the thousand roses, I initiate your awareness to discover that your heart chakra is the rose blooming within the one sacred heart of Sophia, and so too are all hearts. The teachings of the rose provide a spiral path, awakening your awareness to the sovereign yet interdependent relationship with the heart of all beings within the one body of Sophia Christ. Daily communion with the rose of your own heart creates a clear pathway of hearing the loving voice of Sophia, your higher self, and the inner child adoring you. Beautiful. It is here that you will receive every divine confirmation about your soul's unique beauty and meaningful purpose as a rose spiraling open with a cosmos of roses. If you doubt that you are worthy or loved, it is within your own heart that you will hear the voice of divinity worshiping you as the embodiment of Sophia. When you listen to the voice of Sophia speaking through the rose of your heart, your soul is quenched with the milk and honey of her unconditional love for you. She crowns your sovereignty with 1,000 transcendent pearls of applicable wisdom and outright adoration. The unconditional love is always available to you through your communication with Sophia. It is freely given to you. You cannot earn it, for it's always been yours. Within the rose, your awareness accumulates to the beauty and the sovereign power of your own divine being embraced by the source of all divinity. As one shift, as one sniff of the rose shifts your emotional frequency, abiding the pedal of your own heart alleviates your self-perception to accept the truth of your absolute worthiness to be loved. The teachings of the Rose provides a vehicle of bliss consciousness to directly honor and engage with the innocence of your heart, bypassing lingering thinking, qualifiers, and judgments about why you should or shouldn't receive love. My key code 4 spirals open. The rose of your heart is to feel safe and experiencing bliss by receiving more unconditional divine love than you ever thought possible. I mentor your awareness in how to open your heart to love by unfolding one precious petal at a time so that you may accumulate to and integrate how to live an ever increasing state of bliss consciousness. In this way, the rose teaches you that the beauty of bliss transcends your ego irrational demands to earn the unconditional divine love that was always yours, blooming within your own heart. The teachings of the Rose offer an inclusive pathway of reconciliation and self honor for all aspects that perfectly contribute to your embodiment of the Sophia Christ consciousness. The soft beauty of a rose is incomplete without the silent ferocity of its thorn, and every teaching arise from the rose is a reflection of the seeming paradox. As such, the teaching of the rose drips with pearls of wisdom, alchemizes from the positive creation creative tension that exists between two seemingly opposing polarities, which generate a transcendent third energy of wholeness. As such, the rose provides a pathway of reconciliation that frees you from choosing between dualistic polarities and shift your focus to mediate upon the wholeness that is being created by two seemingly opposing forces. For example, you do not have to banish the thorns of your humanity to behold your divinity. Your human awareness and the ego structure that comes with your physical body provides the necessary creative tension of seeking out your divinity and consciously embody that divinity. Unconditional love and acceptance are totally of you, especially your humanity. Is the reconciliation that allows your awareness and ego to fully integrate into the omniscient light of the sovereign divinity of your higher self. I actually just like marked that whole paragraph because it's so beautiful. And the next one actually, your own conditional love of seemingly opposite polarities of your humanity and divinity is what spirals open the rose, unifying your whole self to walk in peace with who you really are along the transcendent pathway of the Sophia Christ consciousness. Your body is the vehicle with both its beauty and thorns, and your higher self is the inner guide to embody the bliss of your divinity on earth. Self love continually blooms within the rose of your heart, which is honoring all these essential parts of your whole self, working together as one. It is my honor to guide your pilgrimage, sorry, along with every pebble of this spiraling pathway to open your heart and receive the power of unconditional love for yourself arising from the rose within you. As a divine feminine mentor, my gentle presence supports you through the grace of bliss, initiating eyes to see and ears to hear how worthy you are of divine love through the teachings of the rose. My key code 4 transmission facilitates an emotionally safe, supportive space for your higher self to unify with the totality of your consciousness, both your shadow and your light, through beauty and beyond duality. For the rose welcomes every part of your consciousness as an essential for your whole body ascension. I teach you how to walk with your arms wide open to the goodness of life, firmly setting your feet upon the middle path of self mastery, called the teachings of the way, or put simply, the way, or simply put, the way. Walking the way. The way is a daily spiritual practice for those initiated in the teachings of the rose, who live in adorance with the guide voice of their heart. For the rose reveal that there is no higher guidance than following the way of your own heart, which is the throne of your higher self. Therefore, an initiate of the way chooses to actively embody the pulse of spiritual paradox offered by the rose, to liberate their awareness from the projections and judgment preventing them to follow their heart. That is so cool. We need more of that. Walking the way of this creative tension is not a casual affair that the human ego, nor is it for the faint at heart. It's a spiritual path that requires a daily relinquishing of the attachments to suffering and to completely surrender to the voice of your higher self guiding you from your heart. Many questions and even condemn those who follow their heart along the way of personal awakening. It requires significant courage to trust your innocent guiding you to have faith and follow the path of your greatest potential. With that said, the way is the simplest road for the more and the most direct road for the living a joyful, aligned life and fulfilling your destiny. Defined by both the path of your unique soul decisions as your journey upon it, the way is a human life lived as the hero's journey. The quest is to Intuitively follow the guidance, spiraling open the rows of your heart so that you may live your highest destiny regardless of your outer circumstances or influences. I courageously walk the way as my daily practice, remaining steadfast along the spiraling pathway of my righteous initiation. Through every vulnerable moment of my human experience, my early self-mastery in the teachings of the Rose prepared my young heart to become a chalice for the Holy Spirit to overflow with Sophia's light and direct revelation. It was with my life commitment to walking the way that guided me in the fulfillment of my destiny as a birther of the new paradigm for Sophia Christ consciousness, embodying key code 4 of Sophia Christ code for this planet. Humanity define my key code embodiment as Sophia because my daily commitment to walk the way in every moment of my life create an unforgettable legacy of love. In my free sovereign will, I choose to live in my highest potential every day, which creates a legacy for miraculous empowerment for many future generations to come. And so here we are now, connecting over 2,000 years after my ascension. Simply put, I choose to show up and be fully present to be purpose to the purpose of my human life. Every great act are possible than this for your own legacy of love if you believe and follow the way of your own heart in the extraordinary opportunity of this lifetime. You want to go again, Bryce? Maybe?
Yeah, sure. I had myself muted because it was so loud. You don't want to go, Chanti? Oh, she's muted. Oh, you got load setting. Okay, I'll go. I'll go. Oh, she's muted. Can you hear?
No, I'll go.
Okay, perfect.
I've got my torch. I have got load shedding. Okay, mentoring with Mother Mary. My divine feminine Christ embodiment transcends the boundaries of religion, indigenous traditions, and modern spirituality. Across the earth, I'm recognizable and a trusted central figure for seemingly different spiritual pathways that all lead to the one source. As an ascended master teacher, I'm mentoring humanity in how these many spiritual pathways intersect, beyond all seeming differences within the one sacred heart of the Sophia consciousness. Now appears a prominent spiritual guide when you are ready to walk the way back home to your heart and consecrate your life to the divine will of your higher self. It is a great joy for me to support the blossoming of your own self mastery. I highly value the human experience as an important vehicle for ascension, and how I interact with my initiates reflects this passion. I often move beyond the laws of form and reach those I work with by frequently appearing in dreams, visions, and through physical signs to those mentoring with me. I revel in the everyday details of your life that are all contributing to your journey of ascension. You can call on me for help with anything at all, for every moment of your life is precious to me. My divine love is practical, tender, sweet, and tough enough to reflect the authentic support that you need in every present moment. For those of you who need a mother or best friend that you've never had, I'm here. I'm here to joyfully embody those roles for you and help you heal unresolved wounds. I also awaken the inner mother and best friend within you, supporting the emotional growth of these important relationships with yourself. In our mentor relationship, it is vitally important for you to remember that I'm never judging your learning experiences. I support you to reach beyond religious ideas of self, shame, and guilt. I believe that every step of your human journey is an essential part of your spiritual awakening, including your relationship with suffering. Know that I'm here to walk with you as an unconditionally loving ally through every vulnerable, challenging step of releasing any and all addictions to complacency and victimhood. My guiding light presence shifts your perspective from being a powerless bystander in life or even a victim in life to that of a sovereign co creator with your higher self and Sophia. As a mentor, I know that sorry, let me repeat that. As a mentor, I know that this shift will occur with you in successive stages of integrative understanding. I work with your own pace, which always encouraging you to be persistent with your progress. I protect, ground, and guide you throughout your spiritual awakening, from victimhood, and walk with you every step of the way to embody your full sovereign creative power. Ascension is a heroic human journey, best traveled with good friends who know the way ahead. I honor all of your vulnerable, often uncomfortable human feelings about the journey along the way. I come to you as an ascended master, mentor, and friend who intimately knows the pressures and passions of living your full potential on earth. My heavenly support is offered from a real life perspective of all my human incarnations. Your higher self intimately knows every facet of your being and is always speaking to you as the voice of your heart. When I incarnated as the mother of Jesus, I spent my lifetime in prayerful co creation with the voice of my own higher self, guiding me through every initiation of my soul. As your spiritual ally, I will only ever guide you to focus on your voice and your own higher self in your direct communion with the source as your true salvation and birthright, never on another to save you as or be placed above you. It is important to understand that my Key Code 4 transmission mentors your awareness to step forth and be seen in the full embodiment of your higher self. When you choose to mentor with me, my presence accelerates your personal evolution to live in absolute alignment with your higher self's divine will for this lifetime, including as a leader, teacher, and advocate. I activate your awareness to persevere beyond every hidden resistance and personal challenge so that you may fulfill the promise of your destiny. My transmission for activating divine feminine Christ consciousness is a heart wound medicine that honors and soothes the growing pains of your own ascension journey, which is continually rebirthing your relationship with yourself and all of life. Allowing my unconditional love to shower upon you makes the way ahead easier for you, and you lead a new generation in the next golden age of miracles. My arms are wide open to nurture and embrace your awareness, awakening to the importance of your destiny. Come sit with me often in the garden of my innumerable roses. The fragrance of my thousand roses anoints you with an instantaneous recognition of your true beauty as a divine being having a human experience. As a mentor, I continually shower you with rose petals of celebration and bless your awareness with life changing revelations of the fulfillment of your destiny. Just as one sniff of a road transposes a troubled moment into bliss, so too will my overlighting presence continually shift your perception to access the freedom of the Sophia code, aligning you now with your highest destiny.
So my turn.
Take it away, Bryce. Take it
All right.
away.
So the oversoul is the architect of your destiny. The subject of destiny is misunderstood by many as a mystical, unfathomable power outside of you that executes gifts of fortune or punishment upon you, hurting you to a desired outcome that may or may not have anything to do with your own personal happiness. I can assure you that your destiny is not defined or controlled by any power outside of you. The only architect of your destiny is your own sovereign oversoul. For an understanding of destiny, we must review the architect of your whole self. Long before you were born, your evolutionary intentions for this lifetime were carefully considered and mapped out by your oversoul as a blueprint for the destiny you are living now. The whole of you exists as both your non physical oversoul and as your higher self, descending into multiple physical realities and embodiments. Thus, the term oversoul indicates a choreographer of many incarnations, for it orchestrates and oversees your innumerable parallel lifetimes. Your higher self is the intermediary voice between all of your embodiments and your oversoul's omniscient intelligence, which guides you. Your higher self is also known as your own Holy Spirit. It is both the messenger and the fulfillment of your oversoul's presence which could be anchored within your heart and embodied as your christened self. Each of your many embodiments are interwoven and imbued with a destiny that evolves your oversoul's awareness of itself as a sovereign creator, expanding consciousness across the cosmos. Therefore, for every lifetime that you have chosen to live, there is a destiny to fulfill that was designed in detail, authored, and agreed upon by you, for the oversoul is you. Focusing upon and fulfilling the destiny you designed for this lifetime is an important mission of your higher self. Your oversoul invests an incalculable amount of energy and attention to be creating through your human body. Fulfilling the destiny that you designed for this lifetime is an opportunity to accelerate your soul's evolution with joyful self-discovery, personal success, and by making a lasting contribution to the ascension of humanity and the wholeness of all that is. Further, lifetimes during a golden age are prized opportunity for accelerated soul growth. Following through on completing your destiny becomes a heightened experience and may even carry a tone of underlying urgency, depending on the breadth I can't speak. Depending on the breadth of commitments that you are agreed to fulfill in this lifetime for the evolution of your oversoul. In accelerated lifetimes, your personal destiny includes mastering one of several subjects of interest that deeply satisfy your heart. From a higher perspective, there is no hierarchy for the value of your interest. It is the joy generated by your love of exploring what is important to you that ultimately fulfills your destiny. For your heart, meaningful pursuit includes any contribution of leadership and service in any field of interest that inspires you to birth new paradigms of creativity, support a well-being for individuals, families, and communities. Viral social conditioning is designed to confuse your mind, deterring your awareness from listening to your heart's call to explore and master your true interest. You may battle personal fears of poverty, rejection, or condemnation on the journey to fulfill your destiny by embodying your true self. All of these internal and outer resistance are eventually resolved when you take steps to follow through on your heart's guidance. Your highest destiny is to experience Sophia's divine will for you to prosper in every area of your life. You were never meant to be a martyr suffering for your personal power, feeling subjected to an unlucky destiny, or living in lack. I assure you that a committed investigation into your heart will urgently remind you that these social conditionings must and can be released for you to access and fulfill your destiny. The peace of your heart and life depend upon this decision. Although it may require heroic internal effort to release yourself from old identifications of destiny and self-worth, you absolutely can do it and experience the wonderful life that your destiny is calling you to be. If you don't know how to begin or realign with the journey of fulfilling your destiny, remember that the treasure map of your destiny for this lifetime is within the rose of your heart. Your natural interests will always indicate which subjects or life projects are essential for fulfilling your destiny. Destiny, as designed by your oversoul, is having a life focused solely on creating the desires of your heart, with divinely orchestrated opportunities to collaborate with others in the areas of your most poignant interest. Your destiny is designed to create a life that for you feels joyful, successful, connected, supported, loved, guided, and new every day. Your destiny has many predetermined goals for both your personal and planetary evolution. But remember that fulfilling your destiny is to be enjoyed as a spiral path, celebrating every unfolding petal along the way. Life and the fulfilling of your destiny is truly designed by your oversoul to feel that good and rewarding. When you choose to follow your heart's guidance, you are rewarded with the treasure of your soul. It is up to you to access your inner resolve and commit to make this journey yourself, for it is impossible for anyone else to fulfill your destiny. Every step that you take to honor your true interests allows your higher self to magnetize every collaborative component of support, synchronicity, miracles, and manifestations for success of your unfolding destiny. Everything outside of you that is positively supporting your journey is a blessing or a messenger of encouragement from your higher self. Fulfilling your destiny is how to give and receive all the divine love you have ever wanted to experience in this lifetime. It is the story of you remembering how in love you are with yourself as the beloved. Fulfilling your destiny is also the story of discovering how much you love the gift of life and all creation. The adventure of your destiny provides the opportunity to discover the divine love in new ways every day or a lifetime. Your destiny was the best promise you ever made to yourself, and you deserve to receive the gift to its fulfillment. All right. You want to go, Thea?
Should I take it? Yeah. Following the voice of your heart. The feeling nature of humanity has been demonized throughout centuries of patriarchal religion, governmental, and societal programming. As Mother Mary, I once stood in a human body, just as you do now, with all my tender, vulnerable feelings about living in a world rife with conflict and training. Although my destiny elevated me to the status of internationally known figure to the end of my life, I was consistently challenged by the rampant repression of women. Everywhere I traveled for my ministry, I faced a socially conditioned demand placed upon women to mute our feelings and relinquish our sovereign right to create reality. My heart always guided me to act with courage, grace, and strength in response to these demands, to firmly stand in the truth of what was important for me to feel. Regardless of all outer circumstances, I made every temptation to shun my feelings with an inner resolve to follow the voice of my heart. As a result of this personal commitment to never turn against myself and deny my own feelings, I became a living sanctuary of emotional safety for my own heart. The integrity of emotional safety that I offer myself eventually became an important part of my divine feminine embodiment for others to witness and empower themselves by my example. Always remember that listening to and following your heart will always positively affect the evolution of humanity far beyond your understanding. You naturally begin to hear the voice of your heart once a practice is established for understanding the intelligence of your emotions. Chanti, I just want to say I do understand now why you keep on telling us to have your hour a day. It is for this purpose. I totally get it now. It's like this week it just sunk in. It's like, oh, oh. And we can drink
I'm
to
so
that.
happy. I'm so happy. Gosh. You know how many times I got to repeat myself?
You know. Anyway, exploring a dialogue with your heart often begins with a question to clarify what a feeling means. Certain emotions will stand out in their intensity, magnetize your awareness to ask your heart questions such as, is this decision right for me? Your heart is always listening, waiting to engage with you and respond with truth. At first, the voice of your heart may feel cur or brief in its response, simply replying with a yes or no or short phrase. But don't give up. These brief answers will saturate your mind and body with startling truths and inspire your curiosity to engage further. By practicing the quieting of your mind and sincerely asking your heart questions, you will increasingly hear the voice of your heart speaking with greater regularity, ease, and detail. Your heart's voice grows in confidence as it assures that you are actively listening for it to respond. Further, your heart will reveal great detail as you practice appreciating and giving thanks for every response that you have received. Your appreciation creates a sanctuary for this important self dialogue to flourish. Your heart does not want to move beyond that which your oversoul is still learning through you, and your heart also does not want to be left behind as your compass. A daily practice for listening to your heart guidance initiates your awareness to live fully engaged with the present moment, for you can only access your higher potential in the present moment. It is for here that you move forward into every next step of your evolution. Your heart knows this and always remains true to its purpose by calling out to your awareness again and again, beaconing, follow me. Your mind is an intimate relationship with the voice of your heart. All things in all of creation simply wants to fulfill the purpose for which they were created, and the mind is no different. The mind was designed to be empty space for the visions of your heart to be manifested through. That's powerful. The spiritual purpose of your mind is to interface with multiple dimensional realities that involve with bringing that which did not exist before into physical form. The physical co-creation of your true desires are orchestrated by a willing mind, revealing the power of your heart to fulfill your destiny. When your awareness inquires into the heart's wisdom, there arises an immediate answer that integrates your mind into become soft and open. Intrigues, sorry, your minds to become soft and open. As your daily practice develops for listening to your heart, your mind shifts into focus from that of a dominate that of dominating your awareness with the ego's demands to a clear and well-equipped ally for following through on your heart's guidance. The mind may rest as an empty space it was originally designed to be if it is assured that the heart is guiding your journey. Religious text recounts the story of my son Jesus being tempted in the desert of his initiations, and I speak on behalf of my son and the entire council that the greatest temptation you repeatedly face is to turn away from your true self. Indeed, all temptations can be summarized as a turning away from the heart and abandoning the authentic, direct connection, your own divine guidance. Violence only arises when the voice of the heart is denied long enough to cause an outburst. Every feeling counts in the navigation of fulfilling your destiny. Feeling your emotion, feeling your emotions and listening to your intuitive guidance is a revolutionary act for the Sophia of Christ embodiment and the liberation of humanity. Only you can save your heart, and your salvations begin by feeling yes. It's true. No one's going to come and save you.
No one can ascend for you. No one can save you but you. And as she said, no one can fulfill your destiny but you. It's all you,
Yeah.
boo. It's all you. Surprise. You're the main character.
What's very interesting as well, because with the Sun Kids, I do believe we also have the rose as the flower for the heart, and it's amazing because there have been lots of tests and stuff done that smell, and essential oils and stuff has a very positive effect on the brain. So it's amazing how smelling a rose, because it really does have such a sweet, delightful smell,
Yeah.
immediately uplifts the mood. It's incredible how that happens. So you feel better, you feel happier, you feel, I mean, even if you're in the deepest, darkest depression and you smell a rose, you go, wow, that smells good,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So very interesting. And it's interesting here at the end also what she's saying about temptation. Succumbing to temptation
Talked about
is
that on
turning
Monday.
away from yourself. So
Yeah.
true. So true. We're covering that in the workshop at the moment, actually. Don't call it temptation, though, but it is temptation. It's denying
Yeah.
your own needs, being tempted to do something that is better or has a better payoff or whatever, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Interesting. Yay. Okay. Well, ladies, as you can see,
The light bearer.
what is the most used feature on the cell phone in South Africa?
The
The
flashlight.
torch. The torch.
It's not the texting. It's not the smartphone. It's the flashlight.
Ding. Here is living proof sitting in front of you all. Okay, guys, it's been fun, fun, fun. Bryce won't be next week, so we'll probably see you back in 2 weeks' time again. In the meantime, for those of you who have the Sophia code, really enjoy it. Go through it, integrate it, work with the messages. It's really, really, really beautiful and very liberating. It just brings in a sense of peace. Layla, you're so cute. Chantelle is the light in the darkness. I like to hear that. What about you all of you else? I don't really care, but I like to hear that. Thank you, Layla. Okay, what do you think? I've been listening to Wayne Dyer today. He says, you don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. Okay, I'm listening to you, Wayne.
Yeah, I like what you're saying.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, I must go and put my banners on. Wait. At least I'm transparent about back of the room action here. Not very technical.
This is why I don't have StreamYard, because I don't know how to work it. I just learned how to work Zoom, so
well, I'm learning, so it's all good. Yeah. Okay, guys, take it easy. We will see you back in 2 weeks' time again. God bless you all. Thank you for joining.
Bye.